Hello everyone. Today I am going to teach you a poem of class 12th. This is third poem, Keeping Quiet, which has been written by Pablo Neruda. Okay, let's start the poem. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. Students, in this poem, the poet is requesting us to count up to 12 and then we all will be quiet. Okay, students, now one question is there, why the poet has used only 12, not 13, 15, 9? I think the poet might have used the phrase count to 12 because there are 12 hours represented on a clock, or we can say 12 months are there in a year. In this way, the poet wants everyone to be quiet for 1 second. Students, I hope you have understood the beginning of this poem, what the poet is trying to say us, and what request he is doing from us. Okay, students, let's see the next stanza. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. Students, when we all will be quiet, it will be a great moment when any language will not be used. When we can say that there will be no language barriers among the people, and all people will stop moving their hands, their arms, and remain motionless. Okay, students, it will be really a great moment when any language will not be used at all, and all people will stop moving their arms, and they will remain motionless. Next one, it would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Students, the poet feels this will be an unusual moment. The poet feels this will be an unusual moment because nobody will run after others or run after the work. There will be no hurry at all, and there will be no sound of the machines. It means the whole earth and the environment will be peaceful. And in this and at this time will be an exciting one also, because we all will come together and stand together. Okay, students, so somewhere it will be really a great moment because there will be no hurry at all. No one will run after no one will run after the work, and there will be no sound of the machines, and we all will come together and stand together. Next one is, fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. In this series, the poet is saying the fishermen who used to catch the fishes in the cold sea will stop catching fishes at all, and we can say they will not harm the whales, and the whales will be safe in this way. And the salt collector, the salt gatherer, the salt collector will also stop collecting the salt, and at least they will have some time, to watch, to observe their injured hands. And therefore we can say that both nature and humans will be able to recover from this bad situation into good. Students, next stanza, those who prepare green wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivor, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shed doing nothing. Now, the poet is talking about those people who are always ready to create wars. Wars with gas, wars with fire and chemicals. And students, you know very well that wars are always proved destructive. Wars always bring death and destructions. And after wars, nobody is left to celebrate the victory. So the poet is saying that those old people who will put off their stained clothes and wear clean clothes and come together and stand together under the set. What the students, what the poet is saying, the poet is saying or requesting those people who are always ready to create wars, any kind of wars, and when the victory is received, nobody is left to survive to celebrate that victory. So the poet is saying that those old people will put off their stained clothes and they will wear the clean clothes, come together, stand together under the shade. So students, we can see here the poet is trying to create the brotherhood and love among the people. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no drug with death. Students, here the poet tells one thing. The poet tells one thing that is, he is making an appeal. He is making an appeal to each of us to be quiet after counting 12. He wants us to be silent. He is saying that we don't need to be confused to see the silence or inactivity. The poet is requesting to be silent after counting 12, but he is saying that we don't need to be confused to see this silence or inactivity, because he is not talking about the death. He is not talking about that. You know very well when such kind of inactivity will spread. You know very well when any of us will not be alive. So this type of silence creates. So he is talking about silence, not about death. Okay, he is talking to make the life beautiful and peaceful. You know what is life? You know what is life? Life is meant to be lived. Life is that which we live together on this earth. Okay, students? If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Students, here the poet is saying that today's people have become self-centered and have become selfish. We always keep on thinking about running our lives, about our profit. We never think about welfare of others. So we never think even about the welfare of others. By our activity, we have forgotten to think about ourselves and are always sad and fear from death, and our fear from even death somewhere is dangerous for us. So the poet is saying that when huge silence will be created after being quiet, that huge silence may interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves, because of the overburden, because of the selfishness, self-centeredness, as we all have become even we all have stopped to think about others. So somewhere we shall recover ourselves from such a type of problem after being quiet after counting 12. The last passage, last stanza, perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. The poet is saying in this stanza that the earth always teaches us same kind of peacefulness. The poet is saying when a seed is visible, dead. When a seed is visible dead, but big and tall trees laden with fruits are born from such seeds which are lying dead here and there. So somewhere the poet is saying a very deep thing. When we think any seed lying dead, sometimes big and tall trees laden with fruits are born from such type of seed. So the poet is saying earth also teaches us this this law that everything seems dead but later proves to be alive. And in last two lines again the poet is advising us that he will count up to 12 now and we all will be quiet. I hope students you have understood what I have taught you, and if you have liked my video, don't forget to like it, share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you students.